Holy cow, we're already into February with real estate market numbers coming for January 2026. Hard to believe we are rocking and rolling. This year, 197 sales compared to 169 sales. That equates to a 15.88% increase in total units compared to this time last year, or at least year to date. Dollar volume told us a similar story. So not only did we have a pretty record January, we hadn't seen that in quite a while, 58.25 million compared to 49.33 million. That is a 17% increase in, 17.5% increase in total sales year to date. So what do we take a look at? We always like to take a look at our new listings, new supply that's coming on the market. 370 homes compared to 352 homes. That is right at a 6% increase in total supply that's come to the market. But as we all know, both sides for leading indicators, what we're taking a look at, we need to know what's coming on the market, what's also coming off the market, because that can tell us what the demand happens to look like. Demand, 308 homes compared to 247 homes. Huge increase, 31.17% increase compared to this time last year. Fun fact, that's a 65% increase from December, which if you remember, we crushed it in December as well, which is why we're seeing such a big increase moving forward. So what's been happening? We've been seeing the interest rates are starting to creep down and getting a lot of momentum that's actually running right now. Mortgage rates for the 30-year conventional are hanging out right around 6%, give or take an eighth of a point. They've kind of been jumping up and down a good bit, back and forth for the last couple of months. We've been seeing some different news that's been going on. They've been talking about buying $200 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities, which that is a big deal. And we want to be able to see hopefully what ends up happening with that, instead of everything coming in one fell swoop, have them incrementally buy some of that to where we have a slow, steady decline in the interest rate, which will be good for everybody. We want to see one big swing, because if that happens, we should see a massive drop. So hopefully they end up doing that a little bit at a time, a good, healthy market, which is where we are right now. Moving up in where we need to be. This will be good. I'm expecting some really good things for 2026. At least the numbers ahead of time at the very beginning are looking very, very promising. So if you're interested in finding out what your equity position looks like right now, there's a great opportunity to be able to jump in right before the spring season. Could be a great opportunity for you to be able to catch the upswing on the buyer demand. Upper end, there's still some buying opportunities out there. There's a lot of inventory in the super luxury area, and even 600 and above, we see quite a bit of spots. So could be a good opportunity for the sell and the buy. So if you're interested in finding out what your equity position happens to look like, on a private discovery call to find out what that happens to look like, make sure you give me a call on my personal cell, 337-658-5690, and we will see you next month.